Well, today I got two awesome packages from China. Even though I was stuck for a couple days in Osaka airport, you probably can guess on the title what this is all about. I was thinking hard before I purchased those because as you all probably know, I'm a Whirlpool fan because of their quality. But I said to myself, hey, you know what? I read a lot of good things about those WINWING stuff. And instead of spending the money on Whirlpool and waiting for the Thrustmaster Viper to be released, I thought, hey, let's go ahead and give this stuff a shot. We'll find out how good this stuff is, at least from the build quality, until I hook it up. I also want to open that box up and look into the back and see what's going on there. I know for a fact that everyone always complains that those cables are too short. Maybe even open up the grip and see what's in there, just to get a good idea. Okay, well, there's a lot of stuff here. And this is the Viper grip. Looking pretty sharp. It's very heavy, so it's definitely metal, which is great. Because cheap plastic is one thing I do not like. But this seems to be all high quality PVC here, and that's definitely metal. I can feel it just by holding it because it's ice cold compared to the plastic, which is warm. So it's very nice. I like that. Well, here it is, all laid out on the table here. I'm gonna be back here for the assembly. Well, okay, so here we are with our new throttle, and I'm just gonna assemble it. Then we'll see how it works, or if it works. So I want to make sure we get this working before I go on to do anything to it. So there's already a couple things I do not like. Number one is this used to be metal and now it's plastic. So I would have appreciated if this would have stayed metal, because I've watched several reviews and seen that on some of them this is metal and some of them is plastic. And I looked on the WINWING site and there's no option to choose from. So this is how the Orion 2 now is shipped. I also see there has been some improvement made to the rails. So instead of having 4 of those rails, now we have 2 of those and 2 wider rails, which will go on the sides here. This is much better for adjusting because that part was in the way before with the smaller rails. So they improved on that, which I do appreciate. And also, which is a very small thing, but often the small things matter, they have a USB plug which is angled, which makes routing much easier. It also comes with 4 feet, which are like a suction cup type if you want to use on a desk and don't want to glue it with pads. So it comes with a bunch of little tools, a cable clamp or grommet. So everything is there what one could need. What I also like is to have a couple of those plastic cased bearings if you should ever need to replace it from wear. So, all things considered, let's put it together. And once it's together, I'll hook it up to the machine and try it, and everything works. Then I'll let you know a couple more things which going on. So I'm going to start out with the rails here and just do a quick assembly on those. Already loosened those nuts out. And I'm just gonna hand tighten them for right now with a hex driver. And later on, I'm gonna tighten them down with a hex key once everything is at the location I want it to be. And this will mount in here through the bottom. So let's get started on the throttle, on the grip. That goes like that. So we want to make sure that we have a little bit of a play here. And we will use those included countersunk screws to mount that throttle on. Alright, so let's get that one back here. So here it is. You can see the 3 countersunk screws or bolts. Now this will go in here. And that's where that M4 goes through it. And then with a nut, and then we can move both of them. And if you watch right now that screw or the bolt, we have a play. I mean, the play will probably be not noticeable because once it's tied down, it's tied down. But if you have an M5 screw in here, then there will be no play. So that's one thing I'm not a big fan of. The other thing I don't like is that the cables are very short. So there goes a spring washer on it, and a standard washer, and on the other side goes a washer and a standard nut, which I would have preferred a lock nut as well. So that looks already pretty good, and I mean, there's not enough resistance really to move this, but it would have been nice to have this accurate because I can already feel here that there's a difference in height. So one just has to adjust that to line it up, and if you have an M5 in there, the lineup would be a lot easier. Next will be to install those things, those guide rails. There. Alright, so these go through here, and then nuts on there, 2 nuts in here, 1, 2, loosen that all up, and then I can adjust the next one to it because they're both loose, and then we can adjust that so it's flush with that casing, which is plastic by the way, even though I was hoping this is a metal casing, just like Whirlpool has metal casings and Frostmaster has metal casing, but it is plastic. Okay, there's number 1, and now we're gonna do the other one. Same system. Next nut in there. Number 2. So let's put 2 nuts in here on each side. There are 4 provided for us. And as you can see, we're slowly going down on the screw count, which is a good thing. Bolt on top. This time we're going to put the nut on first. Makes it easier to align. Let's make that as flush as possible for now. Just hand tighten it a little bit because we do gotta adjust this later on. So there's number 1. Alright, here it is. D10 plate. Now we can sit it over those bolts or nuts. Alright. Now we can tighten these ones down there a little bit up. You want to make sure that this roller makes contact with that plate. Easiest way to see this is like from this angle here, and if you move the roller you can hear if it makes contact. And here it makes contact, here it makes contact, here it makes contact. So this, once you have it all contacted, we can tighten that down, see how this works. Great. Let's see how this will need to be connected. This is a 5-pole, so that obviously is not the correct one. This is a 3-pole. Let's see, this is a 3-pole as well. That's a 3-pole, so this is the connection here. These clamps to capture the connector, they are very sharp. So once I have this thing back apart, I will have to sand them down a little bit because I don't want to cut myself. And this will go back in here. And here we go. And I already see an improvement here because on all the websites and all the videos I watched, this was a little bit different and the cable was very strained. So right now this cable is just fine. So I think they changed this a little bit to make this a little better and doesn't strain the cable. So I'm happy with this. This means I don't have to necessarily do anything to the cable. On this side though, this is the unused side, this is still straining, so it's a little tight. But that's not a big problem because these are just screwed down to that grip base, and one can easily make a little extension to move this downward. So that looks all pretty good. Otherwise, I'm pretty happy with it. It functions the way it's supposed to function. I like the button layout, and I do like that these buttons, they feel all very good. Engage positively. I like the joystick, and they feel all really good. I mean, I really like that. And I can feel this makes proper contact. There's no play in it, which is nice. Once they're all super tightened up, Bob's your uncle on that part. So let's see here. We have left over 2 spare bearings, 1 little bolt, and a 4 washer I didn't use. All looks good. We give this one a little bit more tension, so it's a little on the loose side, but we can adjust the friction on these ones. So, because I don't like that this falls into place, so we're gonna just tighten those up a little bit, and you know, we're good to go. That pretty much finishes the assembly. Mounting options. We have 2 holes we can no longer access. We have a little bit of a rail coming out here, so one can put a mounting bolt in here. Other than that, there's not a lot of options for mounting this, what I can see this here. I'm sure there's some sort of a way one can make a plate for that and get this going. I'll have to see how this goes. So, to come to a conclusion here, I do like the throttle. It feels very, very good. It feels of a very good quality. It feels very nice, smooth, and soft through. I like all the buttons. They feel very high quality. That was my little build up here of my brand new WINWING Throttle, the two things I can say about it is it was easy to order, right? They only accept PayPal, but you can pay with your credit card through PayPal. They're fast shippers, so it only took a day for handling time, and they shipped it out on the second day after I ordered it. I ordered it in the morning. Second day afternoon, I had tracking. It was stuck in Osaka for a day, but other than that, I had it within a week. So no complaints there. I did email them before on support, and they responded, so there was not what the estimated shipping time is and things like this, and I got nice responses, so I cannot complain there. There's a few things that can be changed, but in general, I'm happy with it. And, you know, on the Whipple stuff, I had to change things too. So if you want to look at my videos like the collective, boy, that was quite a work to get this going in a way that I was happy with it. And yes, all of the Whipple stuff works right out of the box, and the software package is nice. I haven't tried that yet. So all that is great. However, $100 less, and to me, a lot cooler. But that's just me. And your opinion may vary, and that's how it should be, because everyone should get the stuff they like. Well, that's it for today. So don't forget to check out my Discord channel or visit my website at crashmetwice.com for more info on this project. And if you would like to support this channel, you can buy me a nice cup of coffee from the link below or on my website. Hope you all enjoyed this project video, and hope I earned a like from you. Crash Me Twice, out.